about Dallas, make it hurt.
Yeah, I'm in the building. Yes, I'm in the building. Welcome. Oh my gosh, yeah, welcome. Welcome tonight to the one and the only. This is one more time for the March of Dimes. This is, I forgot, I'm sorry. All I need is my Ric Flair music. Yeah. I feel Ric Flairish tonight. I do. I feel like the ultimate, as you can see. Only thing I did not do was rise up through the floor like the Undertaker. That's what I didn't do. But welcome everybody to the Big Time Show podcast that is once again being seen and heard live right now as we speak on the Big Time Show pages that are on Facebook and YouTube, also on X or Twitter, whichever way you want to call it. It is being seen, heard live now. Actually, we're on Instagram tonight. We are on Instagram tonight. Hope that you, hopefully my Instagram family will come. I haven't checked the page yet to see if there's anybody there. What's up, Texas Twister? I ain't never seen you before, my brother. How you doing, sir? I don't know if this is your first time. If it is not, let me know. But if it is your first time, Texas Twister, let us welcome you properly as you come into the building. I want to know if you're a new family member. And if you are, why don't you go ahead and give me the honor and the trust of having your subscription, if you don't mind. I don't know if you following me. What up, Keystone? Oh my God, my brother, Angry Cowboy fan, is in the building. I'm gonna speak to everybody else in just a second. I just saw that off top with Texas Twister. I'll speak to everybody in just a second. Right now, I'm sharing. I hope that you would do me the honor, of course, of doing the same. Share this with Cowboy groups, Cowboy haters, whatever, football fans, or particularly CeeDee Lamb fans. Because I would not be with you guys long, at least I don't think, unless you guys make it long, because I'm going to do something just slightly different after I finish up with my little tirade. So go ahead and share it for me if you will. I would appreciate it. Also, will you also go ahead and hit that like button for me? Everybody, if you don't mind, if you just want to help your boy out, go ahead and hit that. Oh man, Texas Twister, man. Look at here, man. Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir. Texas Twister says that he's a truck driver. He has subscribed. He been listening for a while. Man, I appreciate you, man. Hope I don't bore you too long, but I appreciate you hanging with me. Be safe on that road, man. Matter of fact, let's pray for him real quick. Oh, God, thank you for this gentleman that drives on the roads. Keep him safe. Keep all hurt and harm, danger away from him. In Jesus' name, amen. See, that's simple. When you talk to him often, you don't have to talk to him long. You understand? And so we lift up those prayers for Texas Twister. I know he has a name, but I'm not going to ask him for his name. The Lord knows who Texas Twister is. So that's the way we just going to roll with it, all right? Man, good to hear you again, Jason Chapper. How you doing, sir? Thank you for hanging with me, man. Yes, sir, Texas Twister. You got my prayers, man. I'm just, look, anybody just come hang with me, I'm happy about it. My frat brother, oh, my God, my line brother. My line brother is on here, LD. What's up, man? We need to talk. You need to call me, man. LD, you need to call me. That's my fraternity brother, my line brother. Coach Cobb is in the building. What's my brother, my other brother? I see Miss Ty join. Coach, are you where I think you are right now? If my calculations are right, are you where I think you are? I want to put out your business. Let me just put it this way. You're not in the city. If you're on here, Coach, are you in the city or are you out of the city? Because if you're out of the city, I know exactly where you are. I bet you've been crying and all that kind of stuff. I know you ain't. I know. What's going on? Let me see. Let me see. Let me speak to everybody. I'm sorry. Let me speak to everybody. If y'all got the nerve to push the button, then at least I could do is speak to you. Eastside Harold, right on target. Didn't I tell y'all the last show? He the first one. He got my live notifications on his phone. He come. He been on every Cowboy show today. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell y'all? All right, Miss Ty again in the building over there. Joe in the house. What's going on? My brother, angry Cowboy fan. I probably need him on the show tonight. Yeah, I probably need you on the show tonight. Oh, well, angry Cowboy fan, I've been dealing with Eastside about the last year or so. So I already know. He just find Cowboy people and go to work. My brother Keystone in the building. Let me see what's going on here as I keep moving. Jason Chapper, I think I spoke to you. Mr. Kelvin Hicks, how you doing, sir? Thank you for popping in with me. Rose, how you doing, Rose? Thank you for popping in. Kid Cowboy in the building. To Cowboys, TA Cowboys, what's up? Thank y'all for popping in with me. One last thing. If you want to contribute to the podcast, I gotta get this mic straight. This thing popping me all in my face. What's going on with my stuff tonight? Let me do this. Okay, we'll just do it like this. All right. If you want to contribute to the podcast, there it is on the ticker there. The Cash App is $ the Big Time Show. If you're on Facebook, you can use those stars. And then if you're on YouTube, you can use that Cash App. That Super Chat button there to your right, bottom right there on your phones. It's not a requirement, but hey, if you want to use it, so be it. Let's go ahead and talk real tonight. I hope some of you showed up with me this morning. Me and West Coast had a real good time this morning in the morning show. And of course, this is Monday night. Here I come with my regular time with my show alone for tonight. So I appreciate all of you guys coming back. Some of you were with me this morning. We're back here. Thank you, Rose. We're here really tonight, and Angry Cowboy fan was with us tonight. Was with us this morning as well. We're here for a repeat. All right. We're here for a repeat because it deserves more talk. And that is, as you can tell by my title, and if you saw my flyer earlier, it was about the CeeDee Lamb, or what I describe it as, CeeDee Lamb drama. The chapter, hey Jay Bryant, the chapter has changed. At first, just a few days ago, all the talk was with Dak Prescott. Why isn't he signed? Why is he not there and all that? But it is obviously entirely shifted to now CeeDee Lamb. It has shifted completely towards CeeDee Lamb, and it continues this drama of the offseason that the Dallas Cowboys continue by their non-movement or their non-anything. They just continue to add to this, in my view, other than the draft. It has been a horrible offseason. That's my view. You may think differently, or you may even think that the draft overrides this entire offseason. Now, I will preface this by saying this. If you are all in, notice there we go, here we go. If you are all in on a total rebuild, you got your wish so far. Because all that's happening is, now, let's get this straight. Everybody is under contract. So the Cowboys have their team, okay? So it ain't like nobody ain't leaving, and, if the guys decide to hold out and give up their money, then that's another whole thing. That's their choice. I doubt that happens very seriously, because in instance for our topic tonight with CeeDee Lamb, he gets almost $1 million after researching a little bit. CeeDee will lose almost $1 million a game if he was to skip the whole season holding out. Well, here's the problem. He's on the books this year for $17.99 million this year. We got 17 games, if I'm not mistaken. So he would lose just about his whole salary. I doubt very seriously that CeeDee Lamb will hold out to that point. So, because you don't want to just give away $1 million a game. So, I would suspect that CeeDee will be back regardless. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give up your money. It is what it is. However, if he comes back and things are not taken care of, I wouldn't be surprised if CeeDee miraculously started getting hurt. You understand? Got a hamstring pull and all that type of stuff, and be out 5 or 6 weeks. I'm just saying, it is what it is. I just doubt CeeDee will give up his whole salary for holding out. You can't blame him for holding out, number one. And if you are blaming him for holding out, then you're part of the problem as far as I'm concerned, because he has outplayed his contract. And anybody that says that he hasn't, I got a new feature in the show today, which is going to be this whistle I got. This is called the violation whistle. Anytime I see or I decide to talk about one of these ridiculous comments, you're going to hear this. Bingo. There you go. So be prepared for that, because some of y'all are already cranking up in the chat box. I got something for you tonight. Anytime you hear that, that's going to let you know right there that I ain't playing with you. There's a violation. It's called the violation whistle. That's what it's called. I bet you I can go back right now and have to blow the whistle at least about 12 times, just based off the content I'm seeing already. Eastside Harold, you number one candidate for the whistle to blow. It's just no question about it. So, but I refuse to give you, the whistle got to blow time. Y'all just type in blow the whistle, because I refuse to give Eastside any type of recognition at all, because he's just in here to hate on anything. So we already know what time it is with him. There's another person in here. There's something else what's going on. It's a couple more in here, but we just gonna let it happen, and then we gonna blow the whistle. You understand? Blow the whistle. Somebody says Zach Wallace. Zach Wallace say blow the whistle. I don't know why, but he's a person that he's a Cowboy fan. I'm just gonna trust him. There you go. All right, yeah, we got to do it. All right. Here we go. As I said, I doubt he does it. CeeDee Lamb has outplayed his contract. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's one of the best receivers in the game. There's no doubt about that. And he is a 2-time All-Pro. Second team 2 years ago. First team All-Pro last year. Led the league in receptions last year, 135. 1,500 yards, touchdowns galore. What else do you want him to do? He's one of the best. He deserves to be paid as one of the best. See, there go Kid Cowboy. See, here we go. Yeah, you know it. Kid Cowboy with that right there. See, against tomato cans, he's saying, okay, well, whatever. I just want to know who you consider not a tomato can. Please don't say the 49ers, because guess what? You put up 9 catches for 110 yards. That was just, come on now. Well, I'm sorry, in the Green Bay game. But no, I'm sorry, that was against the 49ers. So I don't know what you want. So it is right here. Okay. All right. So he deserves the contract. But what I'm finding strange, y'all. Well, it's not strange. It's the Dallas Cowboy offseason playbook at its finest. Whenever it's time, it seems, for a player to get one of the big players to get paid, one of the things that we seem to always see is the smear campaign begin, or they try to show value by naming other names as if they can come right in and do the same job that CeeDee does. You see what I'm saying? Or they'll try to or talk about what I'm getting ready to talk about now, trades and all that type of stuff. And I'm saying, like, when did all this happen? Hey, Marcus, how you doing, sir? I'm trying to figure out, when did this trade stuff? It just happened within the last couple of days. You ain't heard last week nobody talking about trading CeeDee Lamb. Nobody was like around this time last week. Nobody was talking about trading CeeDee Lamb. Nobody. You ain't heard that. But as soon as you start holding out, the ridiculous trades and all that type of stuff, then it started coming up. Here's a trade scenario for CeeDee Lamb. It was only when he held out. And you gotta watch people, because the Dallas Cowboys are slick. They think that, you know what I'm saying? They think they slick. You know what I'm saying? Also, the thing about the Cowboys is this. What you come in, what they do is, a lot of the beat writers, it's kind of like the football players all around the NFL. It's almost like a fraternity. It's like family. They beat up each other, but it's like family. It's like when somebody get hurt, you usually see both teams get on the knee and everybody's praying for the guy. Nobody wants any harm to happen to them. I'm saying it's kind of like that. A lot of the players have the same agents. So you know it's a family. A lot of the coaches, their fraternity, they have the same agents. They talk to each other. They do all this stuff. I really believe that the same thing applies to the beat writers for all the teams. Like the Dallas Cowboys know. I mean, think about it. When they get into the press box on Sundays, if you've ever been to Dallas and took a tour of the stadium, what you'll notice is if you took a tour, the Cowboys on the third or fourth level have a press room that all the press, both teams sit there, and it's a huge room that they do, they watch the game and type and all that stuff and get ready to put their, put their stories in the papers tomorrow and all that. So they're all there. It's common sense to think that even guys from different teams are friendly with each other. You see what I'm saying? Or they know each other. You see what I'm saying? And so the Cowboys have traditionally, I'm trying to walk you through this. The Cowboys have traditionally negotiated through the media. We've seen this for years. The list is long of the players that the Cowboys use the media to negotiate through, especially those that work at the Star, okay? If you work at the Star, not necessarily 105.3 The Fan, but Jerry has enough power that he can say on 105.3 The Fan, I don't want this dude no more on this show. They're going to fire him because Jerry would come back and say, if he's not gone, then I'm taking my show off this network and I'm going to take it to another radio station. They're going to get rid of the dude because they want Jerry Jones there. They know everybody listening. They know how many views. They know how many hits they have. So Jerry got power in 105.3 The Fan, even though he don't own it. However, in the Star, you got guys in there that work primarily for the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Which means you can't go too far in what you're saying because it's Jerry Jones that's giving you your check. If they work at the Star, their check is signed by some member of the Jones family. Probably Jerry himself. What's up, DP? How you doing, sir? Look, so I saw Mickey Spagnola. I think if you're a Cowboy fan, then you know about Mickey Spagnola, a long-time writer for the Dallas Cowboys, 20 plus years, probably 30 or whatever the case may be. He was back in the day when Jimmy was there. So we're talking 30 years at least. This man obviously is getting paid by the Cowboys. And I don't care how long you've been there. I'm quite sure they have some type of balance on how far they can go with their talking. Because if they say something too crazy, they may get called to the office. All right. This is what I'm trying to say. Mickey Spagnola put out an article about saying that CeeDee the deal is going to be difficult for him to sign. And I don't know if you guys have saw that. And I want to show y'all this, just a little bit of it. And the part that got me saying, man, y'all killing me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all really getting on my nerves. And you weren't saying all this before. Now you want to talk about it and paint a certain picture about how you doing it. And I want to show y'all this, and let me pull it up. And let's look at it together. And this is what I got a problem with. I really do. I want to show y'all this. And here it is. All right, y'all see that? This is the part where I want to show you. This is his article that he wrote just a couple days ago. And I mean, I hate to stop it and start it in mid article, but for the sake of time, let me just get to the main thing. He says just not here, not in OTAs, not in the minicamp. He's talking about CeeDee not being there. He says thou do protest. CeeDee is in the final year of his contract. No financial security beyond the guaranteed fifth-year option of 2024. The Cowboys picked up last year for a mere $17.99 million. So obviously that means if CeeDee decides to hold out game by game, he's going to lose his whole salary. You only got 17 games. That's $17 million. You're going to lose $1 million a game. I don't know what CeeDee financial situation is like, but I doubt very seriously that he would give up that money there. Just no way. He says, so trying to negotiate and leverage on a long-term contract, 4 to 5 years presumably, so you don't know. He says 4 to 5 years presumably. So how you know how long you want to sign? He said, which would include a signing bonus and enough guaranteed money to buy a small country, maybe medium size. Okay, that's what he deserved. He earned it. It says nothing that the Cowboys didn't anticipate. I'll stop right there. That's a lie. Because, see, the Cowboys, Jerry and Steven in particular, messed all this up. Because you remember what Jerry said, he wanted to see where the tea leaves fall. He wanted to see how things shake out before they make a move. Well, you knew Justin Jefferson was out there. You knew Minnesota was going to pay him. And you knew he was going to reset the market. You knew Justin Jefferson was going to do that. And so because CeeDee had gained some tremendous accolades, Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb are somewhat on the same level. CeeDee is past A.J. Brown. He's definitely better than Detroit St. Brown, who just got $30 million. He's past A.J. Brown. He's in a different tax bracket. CeeDee is up there. No question about it. He's up there. So you knew he was going to be, whatever Justin got, you knew it was going to be there, but you waited too late. Now you may have had a price that you wanted, but now that price has went up. Why? Not because of CeeDee. Went up because of Justin Jefferson. It says nothing this absent has them shaking in their boots. Well, they should be. It should be. Because you're going to pay a salary that you really didn't plan on paying. And since y'all don't know what they doing with the salary cap, then they really are going to panic. It's just the truth. It said that's how Mickey taking up for him. Like nothing this absent has them shaking in their boots. Yeah, it does because CeeDee getting ready to fight now. You thought maybe you just going to walk in the door like good old Dak Prescott did. And even though the good old Dak Prescott got a contract extension dilemma or whatever the case is, you thought CeeDee was going to do it. No, he said he going to do it this way. Yeah, you should be shaking a little bit. Yeah, you should. Because he's telling you, I want my money. That's what CeeDee said. He said, I ain't like Dak Prescott. I ain't going to even put that lie out there like Dak did. I don't play for money. CeeDee started saying right off the top, I want my money. Hey, that's only right. Let's keep reading, and I'll get to the part where I want. Now, it's one thing for the chance. The Cowboys enforcing a CBA legislative fine of $100,000 for missing minicamp. That usually gets excused in the end. It's another thing for incurring fines for being a player on the contract, missing training camp, sometimes often forgiven. And forgive me if I'm not missing y'all comments because I'm on a total different page, but I'll catch it when I come back. It says, but over history, very few want to miss the weekly game check that becomes auto-deposited for being here by the time of the September 8th season opener. We've already went over that. And for simplified math, it says since players are paid 1/18 of their base salary per game, that would mean CeeDee would chance forfeiting right at $1 million a week, $1 million now, and that would get your attention. I agree with that 100%. He says now the Cowboys' incentive to get CeeDee signed to a long-term deal is twofold. Look, no dispute, he is one of the most, if not the most talented receivers in the NFL. Everyone wants one of those guys. And for the sure, they are not easily replaced. Now that go right down. That is the truth. And for all y'all in the chat box thinking that CeeDee Lamb can be replaced with the snap of a finger, let me go. I ain't reading your comments, but if you're one of those ones, guess what? You crazy. There you go. That's a violation whistle. At this point, the Cowboys couldn't even come close to doing so as currently constructed. Let me get to the part where I really want to get to. You see all the numbers there with the 90-man rosters, what's going on. Here it is. Here's where the seed was planted. I'm right here, y'all. So technically, but not ideal, the Cowboys could stand pat with CeeDee. In other words, they can stand back. I think that's what he said. Stand pat with CeeDee, charging the $17.99 million this year. In other words, don't give him an extension. But here's the first time I done heard this. Notice the way it works now. At the Star, gets his check from Jerry Jones. Here it is. And the option to retain his rights with a franchise tag next year, being projected at $24.7 million. He says again, not ideal, but ... Ladies and gentlemen, you got to watch the Cowboys. You got to watch them. You got to watch them. You know, kid Cowboy, there you go. You just want me to blow it, don't you? Wrong. You had like number one wide receivers that are good, just grow on trees. Kid Cowboy. No, he can't be replaced in the draft. No, he can't. No, he can't. You disrespecting the level that he has came out. That he's grown up to. It took work to get there. You just don't walk in being the first team All-Pro. It don't work like that. Name me the receiver that's in college right now that can get replaced in the draft, come in, be your starter as a rookie, and be a first-team All-Pro. Please name me that wide receiver. Marvin Harrison Jr. is not in the draft. Marvin Harrison Jr. is with the Arizona Cardinals. I agree with you. He's very talented. He's a great-looking young player, like one of those transcendent wide receivers. I'm talking about next year. Who is it? See, we've been hearing about Marvin Harrison Jr. for the last 2-3 years. We knew what he was going to be. Can you name the wide receiver that's on that level already? I can answer for you, no. So, no, you can get a wide receiver in the draft. I agree with you can get that. But you can't get a CeeDee Lamb in the draft. Nah, not rookies. See? No. They all come out every year. But are they first? See, you don't want to recognize the kid, Cowboy. He's a first-team All-Pro. I didn't say just a wide receiver. I didn't say it. I'm talking about a wide receiver who's going to catch 135 catches, 1,500 yards, X amount of touchdowns, and a first-team All-Pro. Please tell me what that rookie is. Please. Because if that guy's in there, we talking about the number one pick in the draft. I ain't talking about no regular wide receiver. Because CeeDee ain't regular. So you give respect where it's due now. You may not want him. 1 year. Lord have mercy, kid Cowboy. He's been All-Pro for the last 2 years. Just not on 1 year. What's wrong with you, man? He's been a Pro Bowler every year since he's been in the league. I don't get your logic on it. I don't get it. You act like you just go find one. No. No. He's different. He's different. He ain't regular. He's not. I ain't saying he's Jerry Rice. But I ain't saying he just one of these guys that coming out of Florida State. It's just really the truth. No, they putting in work, man. See, that's the part you don't want to. That's the part y'all see. Kid Cowboy, Eastside Hair like tag team partners, putting in work, man. They win games, 12-5, and of course here come your thing. They only won 2 games in the playoffs. I mean, I realize that too. That's all you want to talk about. But 12 wins. It's the reason why they won 12 wins. It's a reason why. Let's not see that see right here, y'all. That's my last time recognizing Kid Cowboy, because you ain't making sense of what you're saying, sir. So if you're gonna say it, at least have good logic, because when you saying he a slot receiver, when he's a number 1 wide receiver, that means I can't really talk to you right now because you ain't being honest. Y'all look from down. Y'all can talk to Kid Cowboy. That comment right there, I can't say nothing else to him. He said the man is a slot receiver. Lord have mercy. That's the end of that discussion. Let me get back to what I'm talking about. But notice the slickness here. Notice the slickness of Mickey Spagnola. Mickey Spagnola says he brings up and plants the seed into Cowboys' heads about the franchise tag. $24 million. First of all, let me get, because see, Kid Cowboy, I give him Dak Prescott. Everybody turn it back on Dak. Let me see y'all. Kid Cowboy, that you just did it right there. And I recognize you for this. Since you say he ain't worth $35 million worth, and everybody else, y'all come on, type in real quick. What is he worth, Kid Cowboy? Because certainly you definitely can't say he ain't produced. If he got all that from the slot, then my God, son. Well, I mean, good Lord, that's probably one of the greatest slot receiver seasons of all time, wouldn't you say? How much is he worth then? Because see, you got to look at him with a little different eye, because he produced. Now let him count the pockets. I just want to see. How much do you think CeeDee is worth? No, I ain't talking about everybody else. They earned it right. They're at the top of their positions. They're at the top of their positions. See? So the young guys with cheap rosters, that $13 million is an insult. So you can't really be serious about that. So I already know that. Come on, talk to me, Kid Cowboy. He ain't worth $35 million. So what are you? 13? Oh, that's it. I'm done with Kid Cowboy. I'm done with Kid Cowboy. Y'all got him. Y'all check. Y'all got him. I ain't dealing with him. He said CeeDee Lamb deserves $13 million a year. Really? Oh my God. All right. We're done. I'm done with Kid Cowboy. Yeah. I let him just have his way in here. I ain't recognizing nothing else he's saying. Cause see, you're not being realistic. you giving him money like he the third or fourth receiver on the team. You got life tore up. you got life tore up. Everybody else that's in the chat, how much does CeeDee deserve? Y'all can entertain them all y'all want. Yeah, I'm not about to deal with Kid Cowboy. Who? Let me see. No. Just no. Y'all got it. Is Jefferson worth his bag? Yeah. Is Justin Jefferson worth his money then? Let me ask you that. Justin Jefferson is worth 35. Is Justin Jefferson worth $35 million? That'll clear some things up for him. Is Justin Jefferson worth $36 million? $36 million. That ain't what I mean. I just asked a simple question. I just asked a simple question. If you can answer, is CeeDee worth it? Then you can answer, is Justin Jefferson worth it? No. See, you can't do that, kid Cowboy. You can't do that because you commented on all the other quarterbacks. That wasn't the Cowboys. But now you want to hide behind, this ain't the Cowboys. No. I asked a question. You ain't got to answer it, but how much is Justin Jefferson worth? Since CeeDee is only worth $13 million. Boy, it done got quiet in this house. Huh? I'm seeing a lot of 30 plus for everybody else that answered, which is right. Which is obviously right. See right there. See, that's why we can't talk to you no more, kid Cowboy. That's why we can't talk. We can't talk to you right now because you ain't logical right now. You're just not logical. It's okay. You're just not logical. You're not logical. You're just not logical. See, but you talked about Justin Herbert, and you talked about Jalen Hurts, and you talked about every other quarterback. And then you say Dak don't deserve that. Now you want to say I'm just talking about the Cowboys. That's an admission that you know that Justin Jefferson. Yeah. I know you. I'm starting to figure that out. I mean, I already know him and East Side. That's all they want to do. They come on shows just to troll. That's it. That's all. I get it. Now, so when we started talking about CeeDee, why in the world did he plant the seed of a franchise tag? But the only reason why I'm saying that is because that seems like something that the Cowboys will do. We got too much evidence of that. They've done it. They did it to Dak. They'll do it to CeeDee at a cheaper price, which is, if y'all don't know about the franchise tag, franchise is the top 5 at the position. The top salaries and the average come out of there. So they figured as of now that the franchise tag for a wide receiver next year would be $24.7 million. And Mickey put it out there, and we haven't heard that. We haven't heard that none until then. So that means he's in the building, Mickey Spagnola. Mickey Spagnola is in the building. He works at the Star. Could it be that he done heard this from somewhere else? Like folks inside the building? I believe that very well may be the plan. That they're not going to pay CeeDee. I can believe that. See, I said at the beginning before training camp, and we still got a little ways to go before I'm proven wrong, or you Dak haters and CeeDee haters obviously are proven wrong. We got into training camp, or the beginning of training camp, or maybe the middle of training camp, or whenever the players say I'm through negotiating. If I ain't got my contract now, I'll wait till the end of the year. It could be that, of course, I said 2 of the guys are getting paid. Michael Parsons is not getting paid. We'll worry about him next year. I said that the 2 people that would be paid would be Dak and CeeDee. I'm still saying that. Until I'm proven wrong, I'm still saying it. And if you had to pick one that was going to get paid, I'm saying it's going to be CeeDee that will get paid. I think it's beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's going to get paid. CeeDee is. And I believe that if you got plans on, if you really got plans on letting Dak walk, then it gets real clear. You keep one of them at least. But I mean, you tackle one. That's $36 million. You give him all his money up front, of course, with the signing bonus. You get to manipulate the salary cap. You good. You don't care about the salary cap hit that Dak has, because you plan on letting him go anyway. You don't plan on signing nobody in the first place. So, shoot, you ain't worried about that. You let him go. If that's what the plan is, yeah. I don't know, B-Bird. B-Bird, I got a super chat here. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. He says that CeeDee will hold out a franchise. B-Bird, I don't know if you got in here, but his salary as of now is $17.99 million a year, which means that he will be giving up, if he goes and play on that in the season and holds out. If you hold out the whole season, he'll be giving up $1 million per week. I just can't see CeeDee giving up $17 million. I just can't see that. Now, like I said, I don't know his franchise, his financial situation, Big Bird. I don't know that. But I just can't see him giving up $1 million or just all his money gone in 1 year. You can't recuperate that. I can't see that. I can't see it. I can see him holding out training camp, but I just can't see him giving up $1 million a week. I can't see it. I don't think most guys would do that. But like I said, maybe he got it like that. I don't know. Maybe he got it like that. You may be right. I may be 100% wrong. I just can't see it. All right. Here we go. I'm struggling with the C, and it very well may be exactly what Mickey Spagnola said. My only question is, why weren't you saying that before? This is the first time or maybe y'all heard about it. I don't know. Maybe y'all heard about it, but this is the first time I heard about the franchise tag. I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that very well may be a part of the plan to retain the rights of CeeDee Lamb even next year and have him play on the tag. I just don't see it. But the seed has been planted, and I believe that it very well may be a plan in motion. Now, the question is going to be that in a few more weeks, when they come off their little vacations and have to get to Oxnard, California, the question will be, will CeeDee be on that airplane? Or will the contract be done before they leave Dallas? I'm just saying. Just saying. Now, here's in fairness to the Dak haters, the CeeDee, the newly found CeeDee haters, and even because if you feel that way about Dak and CeeDee, then you obviously feel the same way about Michael Parsons, who's gonna want to get paid, have the highest paid salary, annual year salary, other than a quarterback. He's gonna ask for $30+ million as well. It's got to happen. So I'm just gonna assume that y'all will feel the same way about Michael Parsons. Okay. So in fairness to you guys, because y'all position usually have been this year so far, that we are in a rebuild. And a rebuild, it just don't come in one huge swoop. It don't do it. It don't happen like that. It's steps. It's steps. It's steps. It's small steps. And then the following year, it's another step. And then it goes that way. You can't get rid of everybody the same. It's too much dead money on the cap. You can't do that. Now, if y'all really believe that it is a real rebuild going on by letting your quarterback walk and then you don't let you don't have to put the franchise tag on CeeDee. So really you could lose your quarterback and your wide receiver next year. You could. It's a possibility. I doubt it, but it's a possibility. So you could lose. Check this out, y'all. You could lose 2 All-Pros in the same offseason. Your number 1 wide receiver, possibly one of the top 2 wide receivers in the entire league, and then a MVP candidate from last year came in second. That's almost mind-boggling just to think of. But it could happen. And with the Jones family and how cheap they are and how much they want to. And remember what Jerry said. Never forget this. And the reason why you got to put some stock into this is because this is how they operate. What did Jerry say, y'all? Why would I pay one player this amount when I can get that amount with 3 players? Did Jerry Jones say that? And that's how they operate. That should answer your question why we don't sign anybody in free agency, because of that theory that they have and that theory and that's how they operate. They don't sign one guy 28, 29, 30, 40 million. They don't do that. They don't do it. Jerry Jones said it this year. Stephen Jones said it. And they ain't lied. They haven't lied. Jerry said, why would I pay one guy this amount of money when I can use that same amount of money and get 3 to 4 players? That's what Jerry Jones said. And that's how they've been operating the last 4 to 5 years. So if that's the case, because when you start talking about Dak, we talking at least between 54, probably and 57 million. Okay? We talking CeeDee. CeeDee is at least 34 to 37 million dollars. Micah Parsons is going to be 35, 36, 37 million dollars a year. Jerry Jones said, why should I pay that when I get 3 to 4 players like that? Keep that in mind, y'all. Because as we speak right now, and I know we got time, but as we speak right now, I'm going to say that this is what they doing. They're operating like that. How we know that Jerry ain't said that for real? Like, man, we can't pay Dak Prescott. In fairness, I even play, since they don't want to pay it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to pay it. Jerry Jones could very well be saying, man, I done had the quarterback for 8 years. I know what he brings. I don't want to pay him 57, 58, 59, $60 million a year. You know he don't want to do it now. Y'all know that. Okay? So that's right. Then you got CeeDee. And remember y'all. Yeah. Remember now. I got a super chat. B Bird. B Bird says that was one of the most disappointing quotes I've ever heard. They talk like they can't lose their job. I would assume that you're talking about the Jones family, because both of them said it, and to answer your question, they can't lose their job. They can't fire themselves. So when you can't fire yourself, this is what you say. Because you can say it. Jerry earned the right. He's the general manager and the owner. He signs all the checks. He ain't going to fire his son. So you know that ain't going to happen. So, yeah. CeeDee, if you remember, however, when it come to wide receiver play, Jerry thought that paying Amari Cooper $20 million a season was way too much. I understand that the salary cap was much lower then. I get that. I understand that. But he just had a problem with paying somebody $20 million from the wide receiver position. So what in the world you think he feels about paying a wide receiver $35 probably million? It's common sense to me. It's common sense to me. So I'm trying to act like y'all that they're going to go against the grain. To them, this is going against the grain by paying these guys. I just feel like they're gonna go against the grain and get it done. But there's a part of me that's saying, I don't know. Oh, of course, said Clebo. That's Clebo. Boy, look, Clebo. Thank you, sir. That was the real reason why they got rid of Amari Cooper right there, because they couldn't control it. You couldn't force it on them. And then Amari, of course, think he got sick or whatever. He was going to the games with no mask on at the time and all that stuff. Y'all remember that? And it ticked off Jerry. So he really just went in and got rid of him. He didn't take the quote unquote team approach. Remember that? It is what it is. I would like to know this from some of y'all Dak haters. Some of y'all Dak haters. I would like to know this, because I ain't never asked this before. I just want to see, because all y'all Dak haters, you know who you are. Did y'all feel the same way about Tony Romo? We excuse you, Eastside. We don't want to hear you nothing. I'm just saying, I just want to know. Did you feel the same way about Tony Romo? That's what I want to know. Because they had about the same amount of years. Let's see. They got about the same amount of wins in the playoffs. It is what it is. So I just want to know. Did y'all feel the same way about Tony Romo? Did y'all feel about that? Because Tony Romo got paid too. Back when everybody said he shouldn't have got paid. The same thing. So I just want to know, did y'all have the same venom that y'all have for Dak Prescott? Did y'all feel the same way about Romo? Okay, I got one yes. That's really all they need to see. Oh, well. Right then, once I give you credit, you come back with something crazy. So leave that alone. Anyway, all Grizz, they know they didn't feel the same way. I just didn't ask. Exactly. Hey, Miss Cassie, how you doing, Cassie? Cassie, have I seen you before? I don't know if I've seen you before, Miss Cassie, but thank you for popping in. Is this your first time with me, or you been with me before? I'm talking to Cassie now. Miss Cassie Stewart. Is this your first time with me? And if it is, how did you find me? I know you're on YouTube. I just want to know if my show is being recommended or whatever the case may be. I just need to know these things. Yes, you have. I've been here before. Thank you, Miss Cassie. Thank you for knowing. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for popping in with me tonight. Okay. Let me do this, because I'm done. I'm done. All right. I'm gonna do this. And here you go. I got you, Miss Cassie. Forgive me for not remembering. Thank you so much for popping in on me tonight. Thank you so much. All right. I'm talked long enough. Call line open. There it is, 901-654-6853. Let me go ahead and warn some of y'all now, particularly you, Eastside, because I know you for the call. Son, don't come on here. It'll be the quickest phone call of all time. It'll be the quickest phone call of all time. Don't even embarrass yourself. Just stay on the sideline. Anybody else can call in 901-654-6853. 901-654-6853. Listen, everybody go ahead and hit that like button for me wherever you're watching me from. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that heart button for me. Help your boy out right here, just trying to grow the channel. Go ahead and hit that heart button, smash it about 25 times for me. If you're on Facebook, hit that like button, same thing, about 25 times for me. I would appreciate it. It helps us out. It won't cost you nothing. Hey, whoever that is that's on Twitter, type something in so I can recognize you. Whoever that is that's on Twitter, go ahead and recognize. I just want to see. I said, hey, everybody's on Instagram. I appreciate all of y'all. I got my Line brothers on here. Oh my God. Daniel Lee, LD Taylor, my Line brothers on here, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm missing one more. What job is it? Okay, let's go. 901-654-6853. You can call in right now. If not, I'll keep talking and then I'm gonna get out of here in a minute. If you didn't see the show this morning, if you want more, you need to see me and West Coast. Go with it. Also,
call from
the great East Side.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Tomorrow morning, well, I got this guy on the other end. Y'all don't worry about this. Ain't gonna be long. But I'll be with West Coast tomorrow morning. 12:30 Central Time. I'll be with him tomorrow morning. We'll be talking Cowboys talk. And then until then, whoever 602 is calling in now. Hold up a second. I'll call you back. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Eastside Harold is on the phone. Let's see how long he stays on. Eastside.
How you doing, sir?
We in the building. What's going on?
How you doing?
Doing the best that we can, sir.
Hey, man. Just came to touch base with you, man. Your boy, Kid Cowboy, was making some good points all day today, man.
Kid Cowboy.
I just wanted to call in.
Thank you for calling, Eastside. Appreciate you calling in. Anybody tell me Kid Cowboy?
Hey, man, why
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I told you, son. I told you. Don't call in with no foolishness. I told you that. Kid Cowboy ain't making no sense at all either. Both of y'all. I believe y'all done called each other and came in and go ahead and talk like that. Let me get this Arizona. Let me talk to some logical
call
folks.
From
DP Johnson.
All right, my guy, DP Johnson. Yeah, DP, what's going on? I told you it wasn't going to be long. Didn't I tell you that? Man, I don't play around, man. I told you, I ain't dealing with it. They're just trolls. The troll, he want to call in so he get his voice out so everybody can hear him like he raw. I ain't giving him the satisfaction. Go on. What's up, DP? How you doing, sir?
Oh, man, I'm good, sir. Just wanted to call in time a little bit. You know, I've caught the show a few times. I try to contribute in the chat and put little comments and post stuff, but it's my first time talking to you live.
Man, I appreciate you, man. We even just dialing the number, man. I appreciate you popping in. What's going on? What you got to contribute?
Well, this is kind of like an annual thing, so I'm just trying to pour a little anecdote on all this Jones Kool-Aid that everybody seems to drink in the summertime every year. Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I've got a nephew who recently retired from the NFL. I don't know of another fan base that puts their best players down every summer in the hopes that they don't get paid what they're worth.
Yeah,
I don't know of any other fan base that does it. But I know that because our team, people love to talk bad about them. I enjoy fighting for my team, especially guys I believe in, like our big three. You know, Micah, people mad at Micah. I was mad at Micah. I'm going to be honest. When Micah came out after the playoff loss and he had that whole conversation, and he started naming names, especially when he named Trey. I was mad in my feelings about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were. But I think that made us hear later statements differently than what Michael was trying to put out. I honestly think what Michael was trying to say, even when he was calling Tank out, was he was trying to say that this is Tank's team, and I understand that. I want to be a leader, but it's not my time.
Yeah.
But everybody wanted to hear him because everybody says he's the best player, so they assume he has to be the leader. But people, that's not really how locker rooms work.
That's right. That's right.
Just because you're the best player does not mean you're the best man in that room.
You talking?
And when you're dealing with a bunch of alpha men, you got to be the best man to demand some respect, and they're not just the best player.
That's it.
You know,
it's called leadership.
I mean, I honestly think Michael was trying to explain to everybody that there's rungs to this ladder. And while y'all might want me up there, it's not my time.
Yeah.
Michael was trying to tell everybody, I'm out here doing me, and I'm successful, and I'm trying to take advantage of every opportunity that's given to me. I know I'm making mistakes along the way. I just ask that y'all allow me to be Micah. Don't ask me to be D-Ware. Don't ask me to be Tank. Kind of like Allen Iverson said, don't ask me to be Magic. Don't ask me to be Michael.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I wish folks would give him just a little bit more grace because he is a young man with the world at his fingertips.
Yeah.
And so far, he ain't getting himself in no trouble, so it's hard for me to turn against him for anything that he do.
I'm not going to turn against him, but he's just still got to learn. One of the worst things that happened to him was that he got the podcast, and he only know one way to talk. He ain't learned the finesse way to be in media yet. He's just a football player that's in media, and he ain't learned some of the do's and don'ts about what you can say yet. And some of the things that he says will get him into trouble. And that's the part that he just got. That's just some of the things that he got to learn along the way.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, like I said, with that whole statement comparing his statements to Allen Iverson, is people, we got to remember, this is a young man who has never failed at anything. He's also never had to punch a clock like we traditionally do and have to grind to make sure that, he's going to be all right and his family going to be all right.
Yeah.
So his mind is on I'm sorry, it's levels to this. He works at a different level than the average. So it's going to take a little bit longer than the average for him to mature and understand how to communicate on people.
Yeah.
So to him, he just being cocky in the locker room. You don't realize how many people he's running.
Gotcha.
He's just being that cocky kid in the locker room.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know why that's hard for people to say.
Before I let you go, let me get your thoughts on CeeDee Lamb situation.
CeeDee Lamb situation, I put it in the chat earlier. CeeDee Lamb is at a 200 yards year in and year out. Man, has now doubled the amount of touchdowns that he got his rookie year. There's absolutely no reason to not pay that man other than it sounds like ever. Anything with that, man. Folks, y'all realize Dak had 3 number 1 receivers, 3 centers, 4 left guards. He's never played a single season with 16 or 17 games with a singular left tackle.
Yeah.
Man, he's top 10 all time in QBR. In the playoffs, he averages 64.5% completions, 280 yards on 7.1 yards attempts, and a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Stop blaming Dak, it's not him.
Mm-hmm. I will be fair though. He has a little part in it. He has a part
in it, but what I'm saying, Big Show, they want to say.
Yeah, they want to say he did it all.
Say that
he did it all.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if I know that this dude's gonna give me double-digit wins every year,
and he does,
get me in that playoffs, and when he gets in that playoffs, I can book 280 yards. If he does turn it over, he's gonna give me 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. That's.
How do you look at him and say he's the problem?
Yeah. They let Green Bay just score at will, and in some kind of way, Dak Prescott got.
And somehow it's the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
how many tackles did your quarterback get?
I mean, they almost scored 50 points. I mean, good guy.
Here's the other thing too, because they say that it's a market. So if Lamar Jackson has a 2-5 playoff record. How come he was eligible to get 2 MVPs and Dak's not even eligible for a market contract?
Yeah,
I'll end on that.
They don't say nothing about that. As great as Lamar is, and many people say that, he got the same record as Dak does, 2-5.
Yeah, like people, it's only been 3 quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl since Dak's been drafted, but yet he gets put under the microscope, and the other 28 just get paid. And nobody cares.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, and I appreciate your call, but let's be honest, man, DP. Other than Mahomes, who is great? Other than Patrick Mahomes, who is considered to be on that level? That's what I want to know. I mean, is it Burrow? I mean, is it Hurts? Since they the ones that been to the Super Bowl, they didn't win it, but they got there.
Well, it's weird to me how Dak is not even on the top 10 rookie season all time list, but everybody who matches his rookie season gets an MVP race. It's funny to me how a dude who can't keep a number 1 wide receiver for more than 4 or 5 years is consistently, winning games, putting people in the Pro Bowl, getting his receivers contract either with his team or somebody else. Oh. Nobody gives him credit.
Oh, okay.
It's all despite him.
Okay.
That's what I be trying to explain to people. Like, it's a lot of dysfunction going on around here, but it don't take but 30 seconds to go on Google and look up any of the numbers I done spouted. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The numbers bear out Dak's best quarterback in the NFC. Okay. Yes, he's on a flawed team, and I'm not trying to say that Dak does not make mistakes because he's a human being. We all mess up. What I am simply saying is, as a fan base, since long before Dak got here, we've been trained to act the way we're still acting.
Yeah.
I want Cowboys Nation to wake up and to appreciate the players that we have while we have them. And these dudes got families; they're human beings. People, let's not villainize them for trying to bring home the bacon. That's it.
Man, I appreciate you, DP. Excellent points, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right,
good.
Thank you, brother. All right. I asked the question, like, other than Mahomes, who's great? And I saw 3 names. And again, I don't get it. I would give Kid Cowboy this credit, Stafford. And the only reason why I say Stafford, I don't think he's on that level, but he has won a Super Bowl. And he was the number 1 pick. He was on I got B-Bird on, but let me get through this real quick. Stafford won a Super Bowl, and he was the number 1 pick, which means when you're the number 1 pick, that kind of eventually comes with it. I will give Stafford some respect. I'll give him respect. But Kid Cowboy, when you say Hurst and Purdy, what have they won? I mean, what did they do? What did they win? What, they won a division? If Jalen Hurts is so great, what happened last year with that collapse that the Eagles had? Didn't they lose the last 6 out of 7 games? Well, if you so great, doing that's what? What was that? Purdy ain't won absolutely nothing. So that don't make them great. It's only one great that I didn't see. Everybody else kind of in the same kind of they didn't win. Since it's all about winning. See, with Dak, y'all say you got to win the Super Bowl. Now you typing in saying Purdy at least got to the NFC Championship game. See how quick you move the goalpost? That's why I can't talk to you. What's up, B-Bird? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Big Town? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing the best I can, man. What's going on?
Let me ask you a question, man. This is something I thought about because the Joneses, they hard to deal with, with these contracts of say CeeDee and Dak, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you a question. What kind of cultural effect does it have in the locker room when guys have, like CeeDee, it's no different than any other job. Mm-hmm. I get a job. I put my head down and work. I exceed expectations, and now I should be kind of compensated for that, right? And so when you do that and it goes in that order, you get compensated. Now other people say, hey man, you know what? If I go out here and do my job, exceed what they expect of me, hey, I'm getting compensated too. It's just that's the natural deal. Mm-hmm. But if you look at it, the Joneses don't really do that. And so it's just interesting. I don't know how that effect has on the locker room, whereas, man, if I do everything, if I exceed or make the Pro Bowl, I mean, what's going to happen to me? I'm not going to get compensated for it.
I got a better one than that, B-Bird. How about this one? Everybody in the league, because it's on TV every morning, on how the Cowboys are not signing people and how cheap they are. What you think other free agents are going to say if Dallas called them inquiring for their services in Dallas? Them free agents ain't going to sign with the Cowboys. They already know that you ain't going to pay nothing because you cheap.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
so
you strictly all about the draft then.
Well, they are, because if you really think about it, man, what was the defensive end that went to Denver? I can't remember his name. It just slipped my mind.
Ooh,
a couple years ago from the one that we was on our team, but the Denver Broncos ended up signing him, the defensive end.
Randy Gregory.
I've always told people that, you remember the stickler in that thing was he had a clause in his contract.
Mm-hmm.
And Cowboys came back and said, well, we put that in all the contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thing is, how you going to go sign free agents when you got clauses that can take their money? So what that tells me, I really want people to think about this. That tells me that the Cowboys don't even think about competing for free agency.
No.
Because you would have a contract there that's different than the rest of the league.
Yeah.
So you're not even thinking about going to, you don't even want to, like if it's a defensive tackle that could put you over, you're not even thinking about going to get him.
They've had a chance for the last 10 years.
Too. Brandon Carr was the last premium free agent we signed. I'm talking about a free agent that you had to bid against other teams to get.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 2012.
Yeah.
That's why people say, man, we need to take less money so we can sign. So we can sign who? We'll be like Dirk the Whiskey was with the Dallas Mavericks when he took less money and they ain't never see the championship again. Mm-hmm. All he did was take less money. So the Cowboys ain't trying to sign nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not even trying to. And I'll tell you this, big time. This is what I want people to understand. Any job you own, if you cannot lose that job, you have no motivation to succeed or exceed expectations. The problem we have, man, is this is a family-owned business and there's no checks and balances.
Yeah.
Those guys can treat people. Other GMs, man, I always forget the quarterback name out of for the Chargers.
Yeah. Herbert.
Herbert, that GM, they came out and signed him for $250 million. That GM moved in silence. He didn't do all that talking, no negotiating in the media. Why not? Because the GM and a franchise quarterback, the GM got to go in hat in hand.
Yeah.
He got to go in. He got the massage that relationship. Quickly. Because why? I can get fired if I fall out of line with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll fire me before they fire the franchise quarterback.
Quickly.
So what? But the Jones don't have to worry about that because they can't lose their job.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's crazy. So everybody's paying attention to all this was going on, and ain't nobody gonna come here because they already know how they're gonna be treated. I mean, they already know it.
Can I ask you a question? And it's not a hypothetical question.
Go ahead.
Big time. I'm gonna ask you a serious question here.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody took you for a year or two and put you in an organization and say, hey man, we gonna prime you to be a GM. And I'm talking for real, not no hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
And you learned up under, say, the Carolina Panthers, right, for 2 years. And then they say, hey man, look, we're gonna give you a team, but let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you 14 years of Pro Bowl / All-Pro quarterback play given.
Mm-hmm.
How many conference championships do you think you can make? How many you think you can make, big time? If they give you Tony Romo, Pro Bowl, and sometime All-Pro, and then Dak Prescott take over, he's Pro Bowl and sometime All-Pro for 14 years, how many championship games you think you'd make?
I don't know. I got to see what else on the team.
But I'm saying this though, you got when you have a given that the quarterback position is not going to be an issue, not like Chicago who hasn't had a quarterback since I've been living.
Mm-hmm.
But they've given you that. Now you say, okay, all I got to do is go build the rest of the team around him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say is the Joneses have been handed 2 quarterbacks. They got 14 years of Pro Bowl quarterback for a 4th round draft pick. That's all they ever gave up.
Yeah.
If you think about it, they drafted Dak in the 4th.
Dak was in the 4th round. Exactly.
And Tony Romo was a free agent.
Tony Romo was undrafted. Undrafted free agent.
Undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So you gave up little to no draft revenue, for lack of a better word, to get
you know
2
what?
Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
You know what? You just brought up a good point, and I carry it this way. And as elementary as this getting ready to sound, it bears thinking. You know, some thinking about. You just said something. Well, I know I'm gonna take that back. I was just about to say that Tony Romo was undrafted free agent. Dak was a 4th round pick. Both did receive huge contracts, you know, at the particular time when they signed them. But even though Tony signed a huge contract, at that time it wasn't the highest.
Yeah, it wasn't the highest. No.
It wasn't even close. Dak Prescott at the time when he signed seemed to be, well, he wasn't the highest then, but it was one of them the very next year. The $40 million a year sounded like a little bargain deal. Because everybody just super past that on that point there. So it is they never had to pay the highest guy. They ain't had no experience in that. They didn't pay Troy that even at that time. Troy wasn't paid like that. Troy Aikman was not paid, on that, as one of the highest in the league at the time. He got paid, but he wasn't the highest paid. The Cowboys ain't never had to deal with all this. They ain't never had to pay the highest receiver. They ain't never had to pay. Now they paid the last highest cornerback was Dion. Trayvon Diggs gave him a break. He could have hit him up for a whole lot more. They ain't never had to deal with this type stuff. And so it's kind of like that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You know what? I think what the Joneses do, and this is because they're too close to the situation, that's why you get a middleman at the GM. They take it personal. Like, they take negotiations personal, and you should never take it personal. It's just business, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, that's why, when I say checks and balances, that's why a GM or somebody else in line that's do the negotiating and all the money stuff will be ideal, because he won't take it personal. He's like, no, this just, CeeDee wants $35 million. That's kind of, what it's supposed to be. Let's see if we can get him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe get him at 34, 33.5. Yeah. And we're gonna move on. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
The Cowboys don't like the fact that Dak got them on their last contract, but they're taking it personal.
Well, you remember, remember what Jerry said. He said right at the press conference that you got me. In other words, he considered it a competition and a game in which he usually wins, and he said, you got me. And so common sense would tell you that Jerry is saying, you ain't gonna get me no more.
Absolutely.
So that's what he's saying. You ain't gonna get me no more. So it's a competition again. So it is what it is.
With CeeDee though, man, I tell you with CeeDee though, man, and you were saying, but then if you look at how much he's staying the game, man, and the risk of injury, I can see him holding out, right?
Of course.
They're trying to franchise tag him. I'm serious. And he may hold out enough to where he can come in and still get that accrued year.
Yeah.
I don't know how many games you can miss. Maybe you can miss 9 games or something like that.
Yeah.
But he may just do that part. But I want to say one thing, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
I think one of the most disappointing things I heard with Jerry, and this should be for all Cowboy fans, when he said, why sign one player when you can sign 3 or 4?
He said that.
That was the craziest thing. That was the scariest thing. I said, man, I might not in my lifetime sit in a Super Bowl.
He said that.
If that's the thought process.
You said that.
That's scary, man. I heard that, man. That was the most disappointing thing maybe I've heard from him in the last 10, 12 years, man. I was like, this guy can't really think like this.
Well, he thinking like
Moneyball.
it's almost like we want you to be good and want you to sign at our price, but we don't want you to be on that high level.
Great.
Yeah, we don't want you to be great, because the great ones or the ones that those are the players that get paid at the highest of their positions, and that's something that they don't want to do. It's just so you're actually getting punished for being too good. That's crazy.
When they root against, they actually find themselves rooting against the players, right?
Yeah.
They're rooting for the players not to do so well.
Exactly, because we want to keep you at a we want to keep you at a certain level as far as payment goes, where we think we can, where we can handle the situation. We don't want y'all to be all pros now. We don't want to. Now here's the funny part: they have no problem, B-Bird, paying linemen. If you notice other than Zach last year, other than Zach Martin, and they really want to struggle. All the linemen get paid. All the linemen get paid. It's just everywhere else where the problem is. The linemen get paid. Nobody really had to fight for that. Nobody really had to fight for that. But the linemen get it easy. I mean, I don't know. So
one of the things I would say is that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, if they ran a business, man, it would be, you wouldn't mind running a business like that. If they were, over Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, and they were, fiscally responsible with debits and credits and all that, and making. But here's the deal: this is a competition. This is not a business, man.
Yeah.
It's not about how much money you can save and make.
Yeah.
It's about winning the championship.
Yeah.
And if you're not winning the championship, if you're not competing for the championship, what I'm trying to say is somebody's going to not look right. Like, you'd be like, man, okay, I need a tackle. Okay, what's the best tackle on the market? What he's doing here is worth, well, he's worth $10 million, but man, if we get him, we go to Super Bowl. Well, how much you going to get? Well, 15, we paying $5 million over. You know what most years would be? Man, let's pay that. Why? Because I got to win to keep my job.
Yeah.
I have to win to keep my job, and that guy going to make me win.
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
But see, when I said they have time arrogance.
Yeah.
And if you ever heard of arm arrogance, that means that, hey, man, look, I can throw this ball anywhere. That's a quarterback with arm arrogance.
Yeah.
Time arrogance means that, hey, man, I ain't got to rush on nothing. Why? I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I ain't getting fired. I can have a 20-year plan. Every GM's got to have a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
So that's what kills us, man, because if you start looking at it, man, these guys ain't going nowhere. They operate like they going nowhere. They arrogant like they ain't going nowhere. And it shows up on the field.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, I appreciate you.
Big time, man. I appreciate you, man. I was listening out there, brother.
I appreciate you so much. Whoever that was that called me before, I'm getting ready to call you. Somebody from Maryland. I'm about to call you now. This is...
Hello?
Hey, this is Big Time Show. What's going on?
What's up, Big Time? Can you hear me? This Clebo.
Hey, Clebo, I got you loud and clear, man. You live right now. What's up?
What's good, bro? First time calling, man. I first thought you was with Balls, man. Love your work, man. Love your content.
Thank you, man.
Subscribe to your channel, bro. So definitely keep an eye on this, man. But
appreciate you.
Y'all just bro. Recently, y'all just said I'm in they don't have no Instagram page, and the only reason they don't have no issue, they don't know how to break the market. You know what I'm saying? So they okay, you know what I mean? Like still coming off with injury, Tyron, of course, contract he got. Y'all just, what I mean? Well, we I'll be honest, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This really get paid.
Yeah.
And I think what the Cowboys are doing, I mean, to me, when I hear all this, they don't care about winning, it's about marketing. I wasn't buying into it for a while, but now I was really falling to their strategy. We like to draft players, and then, we like to go to the draft. We don't like free agency. I don't really agree with that. I just feel like, we 12-15, we could have got a player here. But they don't look at it that way. So, but the big problem I think is if you really good at drafting, that means every single year you gonna have a maxed out player. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think about, like, next year is gonna be what's his name?
Parsons.
Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith, yeah, all this coming. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna live through the draft, you're gonna have to pay money. It's gonna get even more expensive because, like I said, every single year you're gonna have to be signed to somebody. If you get an elite player every single year in the draft, so last year's draft it helped them. That'll be you ain't got unless Mozzie step up or maybe Fushan something, but if nobody steps up, that'll be the only year we don't have to draft or pay somebody top dollar because every year you drafting good players. Now, when that fourth year comes, you gotta pay the dudes, but they playing it how they playing. I don't really agree with it, but one thing I put in the chat, I see you marked it up there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We living in this participation era, man.
Yes, sir.
Like, you know, I'm 49 years old, bro. Like, I done seen Jim Kelly go to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. And nobody was talking about how good of a job the Buffalo Bills, Jim Kelly. You don't even hear Jim
No.
to make it to the NFC Championship. He's talking about the league. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I grew up, it's one win, it's one losers, bro. Like, that's how I grew up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, one Super Bowl win, and everybody else, y'all fighting to get next year to try to win the Super Bowl. It ain't no second place or third place, none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, the only thing I'm gonna tell you, Clebo, about that is you gotta watch the sources of the people who talking about it. They realize Cowboy, they move the goalposts. They'll say they'll move one goalpost for Dak, and then lower the standards for everybody else. So, but Dak,
I know.
Dak, in these eyes, Dak has to win the Super Bowl. He has to win the Super Bowl in order for him to shut it up, and then they'll still find a way to kill him on that. They'll still find a way. But with everybody else, all they got to do is get to the NFC Championship game. If Dak got to the NFC Championship game, they'll say, but he lost. You see what I'm saying? He lost. Yeah. So it all, and they consider them great. You see what I'm saying? They consider them great. And you see what I'm saying? But if Dak made the NFC Championship game, they say, well, he got to win it. You know what I'm saying? So it's everybody who they'll change with Dak. Everybody changes the goalpost. It's just that simple.
I agree with that.
Man, I appreciate you, Clebo. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my bad. I was gonna say, this is the last thing I was gonna say as far as like a lot of Cowboys that I'm noticing, listen to on a lot of these podcasts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We like to look at the players and ex-coaches, current coaches or whatever. Like, all of the Cowboys, well, a lot of majority of Cowboys fans, I'm always hearing saying about this organization is toxic with the Joneses, how they run and stuff, and it's toxic. So when stuff like that is toxic, all of us fans can see that. Why don't us fans realize that they're too? So when I'm
you going in and out on me, Clebo. Going in and out on me. There. Say it again.
All right, can you hear me right now?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, I'm sorry. My service right is kind of bad. What I'm saying is, a lot of Cowboys fans see that, we have toxic owners with the team, and I'm just like, why don't us Cowboy fans realize that if we realize that, we notice that, isn't it obvious the players and coaches realize that too? They just can't speak on it because they getting paid millions of dollars by the owner. So all this behavior by certain players, like a lot of people coming down on Parsons, and I ain't gonna say I agree with everything Parsons is doing, but when I'm listening to my he's about it, and I can't be mad at him. This team, if he was playing for another team, you think he was playing with this? You think he would be like this? I don't personally think so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is an environment that the Joneses has created, and I just have a problem with the fans picking on it because the players are going.
Yeah.
We don't to talk about Michael Parsons talking about someone else's money and all of this, man. To me, I think all of that is just a deflection of what the Joneses. Oh yeah, we couldn't stop. outside of free agent. We still got to pay Dak and CeeDee and Parsons, and they ain't even talking to these dudes about contracts. You feel what I'm saying? So when we talk about these players, man, we gotta look at it like, man, like if toxicity is like cancer to me, man, it spreads, and if cancer's at the top, man, it's gonna spread down, bro. And you're gonna get that kind of reaction from your players, man, especially the ones who gonna stand up to stuff. You know, you got players like that, good guy, he gonna say all the right things, but every player not gonna be like that. Everybody don't have the same personality.
Exactly. You
know what I'm saying? So, but I don't want to hold you up, man. I appreciate you taking my call, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Love your work, bro.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in. Keep hanging with me. Thank you so much.
I will, bro.
All right. I got one more call that called in. About to call him back now. And we're going to let him close out the show. But I done got a little tired.
Hello.
Coach Marv in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, big time?
What's up with you?
Oh, man, I just caught you, late when I came in the door. I said, man, look at, I said, your notification came across, and I was working, doing some church business, working at church doing the finances.
Yes, sir.
And I was like, I said, dog, man, I wanted you to be there when I get home, man. And I just, the Cowboy fans are so ruffled, man. I hadn't been really. It's just been a lot of soap opera atmosphere that going on, and just when we're trying to get to the real nitty gritty of football. Yeah. I'm still don't understand how guys in their prime of their career that's ascending football players that you probably definitely don't feel that they're going to drop off in value. I can understand it right now. Very, very few people in the NFL, very few people in the NFL gives extensions to guys in their third year before they get into the fourth year. So, Michael, I can understand Michael.
Yeah.
And I can understand how that goes because, one, there's twofolds on that. You're not going to get a guy at a rate that's not going to be the rate of what is supposed to be the value, or you're going to be talking about that guy really bad. Like they're talking about the receiver out of Philadelphia, the guy out of Alabama.
Yeah.
They're talking about, why you say, because, but he wanted to be in Philly and he just wanted to do a 3-year deal because he saw something and he probably wanted to try to win right now.
Yeah.
And that's what he knew he can still go, and he's not going to be a number one receiver because they got Brown there, so he's going to have less wear and tear on his body.
Yeah.
And he'll be able to get another contract if he does well. So he's in a good spot. But, and I say that is because a person like Parsons is not going to sign a contract that will start 2 years from now, not at the rate of the market value at that. So
exactly.
Agents like to wait closer to the line of when they sign, and ownerships like to wait closer because they don't want to they want to have least amount of games left that you got to play before that money kicks in, because you playing 2 more seasons, then it kicks in. They don't know what can happen in 2 seasons, and by the time it kicks in, you might not be that player because you might have had an injury, but they already locked in. So that's how that always goes, and that's I can understand that. But when it comes down to CeeDee Lamb, there is right now there's no question about that needs to be done, and it comes down to Dak Prescott. That needs to be done, and all those things will help the salary cap, help the Dallas in the salary cap for the next couple of years.
And they know
that. But I know everybody's gonna shoot me. They shoot me down, but I'm still in. It's still perplexing to me. Is it? We're trying to be publicity. Only thing it takes is about maybe about $140, $145, $150 million of bonuses to Dak and to CeeDee Lamb. Jefferson signed his contract. He got $88 million at signing.
Bingo.
That's all it's gonna take.
That's all.
And it's not a hard. It's not a. And this is not a. Well, it's gonna be a cap issue. It just take the money up front to ease the fictitious number.
Yeah.
I don't see money going for nothing else. So we just we'll sit and wait. Maybe it's in August, as I was telling some people before. Yeah. They said in August, maybe right before training camp. Yeah. But some big time show, say you say you and your wife y'all plan on buying something, and you say, I get my big bonus check in August, and that's when I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
And you hold it off to say, when I get that money in, then I'm gonna get it. Well, there might be a deal that they got out there, or they're about to close on something, and they're gonna have the load of money in August, and that's when they're doing it. And they're not going to do it. And they're not even going to talk about it, because there's no need to talk about it, because they're not going to do it till August.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is why
which is also the Cowboys' history too, I may add.
Right. They're not even. They don't need to talk about something. A lot of people. I used to say I don't like to go shopping if I'm not able to close the deal. Mm-hmm. So if I ain't got the money to close the deal, they don't need me to go out there and get a discount. Because if I get a discount, I can't close the deal. Ain't nothing I can do. I gotta walk away. So it don't need me to even look until I can really need to have the money to go ahead and do that. Now people might say that's crazy. This is Cowboys, but listen, hey, I'm not saying it's crazy. I'm just telling y'all, what do y'all see?
Yeah.
So that's we see the other teams have paid $600-something million. We have paid one of the lowest. We paid $93 million, and some of that's not even real cash money. Yeah. So it's probably gonna come out a little later. Maybe come out. I don't know. Right quick, the Michael Parsons thing. I posted something on Twitter, and big time I need to send you on Twitter. I've had an interview from Nate Newton, and he said some things that I've been saying about Parsons to make it better. Mm-hmm. And he said one thing that we got to understand about the Cowboys. He said in his thing, he said they told him about what Parsons said about that he got some things that he liked to do it his way, and Zimmer liked to do it his way. But he said, listen, what he really want to say is this. He said every rookie that comes into Dallas, he has one worry for them and one prayer for them. Mm-hmm. And what he's trying to wait to see. When is the pressure of the star going to convert these guys into another person? Mm-hmm. And you got to understand that. It's a blessing and it's a curse. Because when we have players come in, we make them Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
a little bit of play.
They say in their second year.
We make them Hall of Famers. Mm-hmm. We make guys, we have rookies, like we got guys coming in that's a third round pick, which could be a great guy. BB could be a great guy, but he's a third round pick, and we are already projecting him to be a starter and darn near a Pro Bowler.
Ain't played one down.
Right, and he could be good, but so in Dallas, we do not come in and say, what can we do to help this guy be able to help us? How can we put him in a position where he can help us in the year? Not dominate, but help us. Mm-hmm. We look at players and say, well, how you going to help us get to the Super Bowl? We put pressure on them like we're looking for them to be all pros to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And
that's not just the first round pick. We even put pressure on the guys that's being picked up as undrafted free agents. It's like that.
Yep.
So what he said about Parsons was, he did mention that he said, Parsons said, it's a lot of I, me, this and that. He said he don't care. Let the guy, he said he wanted him to get his money. He wanted him to do his thing. That's what his thing. Only thing he care about is how can the team get better and how can your play get better for the team. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say this statement that's going to make a lot of people who are Parsons lovers so upset. Mm-hmm. His first year was better than his last two.
Yep.
This is where I say he's different from CeeDee Lamb, and we need to pay CeeDee Lamb now. Every year CeeDee Lamb has been there, his numbers have exploded upwards.
Definitely.
Parsons went from 80-some tackles, almost 70-some tackles in the last 2 years. And I want to say that, and I know people going to talk about pressure rate and all that, and I'm not saying Parsons is a bad player at all. But pressure rate is all this arbitrary. But I'm saying he's had 64 tackles, 14 sacks, and he got his last sack against the Washington Redskins to get the 14th sack.
Mm-hmm.
And in the biggest game of the year, the playoff game, 1 tackle, no assist.
Nowhere to be found.
So what I'm saying is, what can, and I have not heard him say not one time this summer that, and I take that on me because I got to play better.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, what Nate said is, he could be an interception guy. He could be a run stopper. If he wants to be a complete football player, he would write his own check, and it would not matter what position they put him in.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a positionless player that is a game changer in all levels of defense.
Mm-hmm.
But if he wants to do it just by chasing sacks and not do it with the athletic ability, as well as learn how to do it with the intellect, he's going to become a pass rusher. And I don't think people see the trend in pass rushers. Their guys are not, there's only 2 or 3 of them getting long-term contracts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pass rushers that are going out there to be hired every year. They're going from one place to another.
Yeah.
And the guys who getting paid is the defensive tackles across the league because they do 2 things. They stop run and they get to the quarterback.
Yep.
So if he wants, he said he can be the greatest of the great. But the question is, do he want to give us that? Mm-hmm. And this is not no bang on him. This is something you need to put a pressure on a young man to tell him that he doesn't know it all yet. He hasn't seen it all yet. He hasn't even played all the teams in the NFL yet.
He's still developing the skills.
So if he learns that this is where we want, we're trying to send him to a point of being great. But when people start putting this stuff out where he don't want to mess up his money because he wants to say a decent end, I want people to understand. Then we're telling him to try to get paid the easy way. Because the easy way is that, if I play this position and I do good, that's how I'm going to get paid. Mm-hmm. For us as fans, we should say, be the dominating player that we know you can be. Because being generational is not going to be a defensive end.
No.
Generational, why we call him generational is because he was a linebacker that had outstanding defensive end quality. Mm-hmm. But just being a defensive end only, he's no better than what we have seen in the past.
I like it.
That's what I'm just saying. I want the young buck to be generational, make the name Parsons-like. But if he do it this way, he's just going to be in the category of others. And if he ever think he can do it this way, athletic ability, why would I pay him for another 5 years, a 5-year extension, if he's only doing it with athletic ability? Because guess what, Big Show? Athletic ability is going to wane. And what would he be doing?
Exactly. So he has to get more versatile, and that's all going to be depending on where they put him in there.
Just push the buck.
Well, exactly.
And I think we can be courteous with it, but we need to say, hey, put something. He got to put. I think he needs to give more. And there's an article there after the season where DeMarcus Ware said that he needs more from Micah. And that was right after the game. He said he needs more out of Micah. This is where greats are saying, hey, man, they're not saying that he's not great. He's not saying he's not good. But if Cosby for the Raiders can have 95 tackles, play 98% of the snaps, have 17 sacks and 5 forced fumbles, and Michael Parsons can play 81% of the snaps, only have 64 tackles, 14 sacks, and have 1 forced fumble in a year, that tells me there's something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
And his defense was better than the one that was in Raider land.
Mm-hmm. High motor Crosby.
So this is what we're looking for him to do, and it's not no crash on. I just want the young man to be, the young lion to be all that he can be.
Gotcha.
And not settle for this with accolades and clicks, and then not push himself. Because if we don't let him, we don't push him now, and he thinks he's arrived. You know this, Big Show. If you think you arrived, it ain't number one way to go.
Yeah. Damn.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you so much, man, for popping in, man. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right, Kid Cowboy, we'll close with your question. Why am I trying to give him $40 million, Bishop? I ain't trying to give him nothing. That's what the market is going to demand for him. The reason why he's that, because despite what Coach just said, he's been an all-pro every year since he walked into the building. What rookie has done that? 3 straight all-pro years. 3 straight. I mean, what else you want? If he all-pro, that means at least he's 3 straight Pro Bowls. He's a great, he's different. That's why. And he is going to be, if he just have what Coach just said, it's true. There's so much more that he can do, without a doubt. But if he just have another year like he had last year, guess what he's going to be? It'll be his 4th straight year being an all-pro. When you do that, Kid Cowboy, please, let's not end the night on ridiculous comments. Regular season is how you get paid. So don't even try that. They pay you to hit the way he's going to get paid is because of stats. The bigger the stats, the more he gets paid. I don't know why we trying to act like that. That's what TJ Watt did. That's what Myles Garrett just did. It's just that simple. So the regular season does count. It does count. That's how you get paid. That's why they're already saying he's probably going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. If he has another all-pro season, please understand, he's already outplayed his contract as it is. If you just keep adding to it like that with the highest honors that you can get, it's all fine and dandy. The player, the goalposts don't get to move just to fit your narrative. Just don't. At least not in here with me. You might get away with that with somewhere else, but nah, it just don't. But if you're saying that and Crosby got all those great numbers, what did the Raiders win? Bet you didn't have no problem with Crosby getting paid, didn't you? And I'm not saying Crosby don't supposed to be paid. He does. He is an outstanding, great football player. But what the Raiders do? Did they win 9 games? Did they win 8 games? Did they win 10 games? I don't know. I don't think they won double-digit games. They definitely won in the playoffs. So what? But I bet you would say Crosby is that dude, though, wouldn't you? See, and so there with that. See, there you go. See, right there. See. I rest my case. Goalpost move for the Cowboys, but just like you just said right there. So you want, according to your track record, you want Dak gone, you want CeeDee gone, and now you want Parsons gone. I mean, what? I mean, it's nothing really to say to say that. So you opened up, Kid Cowboy, with some questionable statements, and you, my friend, have closed the show. Because you definitely it. You closing the show with the same amount of controversial statements. You want all of them gone. What kind of mess is that? But it is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. I'm out. Appreciate it so much. Thank y'all for hanging with me. I'll be with West Coast tomorrow morning. well, not tomorrow morning, 12:30 Central Time. I'll be with West Coast again. We'll be talking, of course, no question Cowboy talk. We don't know what we're talking about yet, but we'll be ready to go, and we'll get it done. Thank y'all for hanging with me. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Everybody, before you leave, hit that like button for me again. If you don't mind, smash it for me. Let's close it out right. I appreciate y'all. And for y'all hanging with me, I'm going to get out of here right now. Thank you to those that were on Instagram who hung out with me. We're going to go ahead and be done. All right. Thank y'all for hanging. See y'all tomorrow at 12:30 for the one and only. This has been, yes, sir, the Big Time Show. Now put your hands on it. Let's go.